Welcome everyone to our Soul Food and Finance session. This is our first session in 2023, and we're very happy to have this session focus on philanthropy, giving back to communities of color, particularly African-American communities. I want to give you an official welcome from Urban Financial Services Coalition. As you know, I serve as the foundation president of our organization, and we're very happy to have our local chapter, the Richmond chapter, have this very important conversation. Ditu Kasuyi, I'm going to turn it over to you so you can get us started.
Thank you so much, Adrienne, for throwing it over to me. I'm excited to be here tonight. You know what? Did you hear that? I think my stomach is rumbling.
We didn't hear
it. Ready. It's ready for some
ready
soul
tomorrow
food.
night. Start talking about them chitlins.
Yes, it is ready for some soul food. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a wonderful speaker who is going to share, who couldn't be here with us today, but he took some time on his busy schedule to share some thoughts and some insights with us before we get into the video presentation. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause, a clap for Keith Leaphart. Keith, over to you.
Thank you. Hey, Ditu. Appreciate you all inviting me here. I want to give a little bit about my background. I'm Dr. Keith Leaphart. I always describe myself as a physician by training, but an entrepreneur by birth, but ultimately had a life-changing encounter that changed my professional trajectory. So I was going to be the CEO of a hospital or health system, always been passionate about helping people. And when you grow up, you know, what I would call as working poor, I didn't know a ton about careers. And so I knew what a doctor was, a lawyer, teacher, fireman, policeman. And so I pursued a path in medicine. I went to Hampton University for undergraduate school and then medical school and business school here up in the Philadelphia region. I'm very fond of the Richmond area, so I'm excited to be able to chat with some of my Richmond brothers and sisters. For sure, very fond of the Richmond area. And so, you know, when I finished up while in medical school, I ended up starting a commercial cleaning business. It was a way for me to make some additional cash because, once again, I didn't have a silver spoon. So I needed a way to help me, support me while in medical school and business school. So I was cleaning offices at night. And to make a long story short, I ended up meeting a wonderful gentleman who, you know, ended up selling his company a few years later for $6.7 billion. He became one of the original signers of the Giving Pledge. His name was Jerry Linfest. He was, you know, and civically here in the city of Philadelphia, I chaired the Linfest Foundation for many, many years. But he exposed me to the world of big philanthropy. But what I realized was that it wasn't just, you know, super high net worth people like Jerry Linfest or another African-American mentor in the philanthropic sector, Dr. Walter Lomax, who were able to write big checks, you know, 6-figure checks, 7-figure checks. It was actually the everyday philanthropist that was driving giving. And one thing as a community, we often don't recognize is that the African-American community at its core is the most philanthropic group of people, right? When you think about the percentage of our wealth that we give away to charities, it is significantly higher than our Caucasian brothers and sisters who are philanthropists as well, right? So you think about what we do to give to our churches and schools or arts organizations, or just helping people, right? Just helping people in general. I often say it's hard to forget the struggle when you come from the struggle. So that in turn makes us very, very philanthropic. We've all had someone who's probably given us a hand up and not a handout. And so we are now hopefully in a position that we're thinking about our legacy. And that's important to me. You know, what is my legacy going to be on this earth? Once you get to a point that you feel like your kids and your family are comfortable, it has to be something beyond you. And oftentimes you know, philanthropy is a way to get back. And I'm not talking about us having to write 6-figure checks. Let me be clear on that. This is what we can do with our time, our talent, our treasure, as well as our ties, right? We all have these unique kind of philanthropic gifts. I like to call them the 4 T's. You know, Ditu may have more treasure than time, and I may have more time than talent, right? And so, but if time is my gift, then I should be helping in the community and volunteering and cleaning up, the neighborhood, or helping volunteer at the local recreation center, right? If Adrienne, yours is ties, then you are bringing everyone together in the community around certain initiatives. And so I think we all just need to be self-reflective and say, what is my gift? Right? We often talk about in our professional lives of why we're here, what are we doing, are we fulfilled in our work? But ultimately, this gift that we have as it relates to our philanthropic gifts, because we do have unique gifts. It could be your time, could be your talent, could be your treasure, and it could be your ties. And I can just tell you, organizations need all of those. It is not just your your treasure. Treasure is important, and all at the end of the day are looking to get a check. But for many, many years, it was my ties, it was my connections, it was my ability to bring people together or go into a room. And I'll give one example. I was while I was in medical school and business school, I served as an administrative intern at a hospital here in Philadelphia. It was a children's hospital called St. Christopher's Hospital for Children. And one of my projects, I was bringing a mobile care unit to Philadelphia, the very first in the country. It was a combination with the Ronald McDonald House Charities, St. Christopher's Hospital for Children, and where I went to medical school, Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. And just so happened, I was the project kind of coordinator, administrator, and we fell short on about $150,000 to make this happen. And I couldn't write a $150,000 check, but I knew who to call, who may be interested to write that $150,000 check. So that's ties, right? That's not Keith doing anything. Keith having the capacity to do it, and this was 20 plus years ago, but it was significant in getting that over the hump. So I would encourage you all, as you think about, your own personal legacy, it has to be behind be beyond just our families. What you do for your families is what you're supposed to do. What you do for the community and the greater good is actually what people are going to remember you by. It's expected that you're going to take care of your children, that you're going to take care of people in your family, but what you do for the greater community is actually how you begin to build your legacy, what people remember you by many, many years from now. So I'm excited. I really think what you guys are doing is amazing. That there's just a conversation around the importance of philanthropy as a start. This is really different for everybody, right? So there's been a shift in the sector that philanthropy used to be a destination, meaning Ditu had to go and sell a company to get involved, right? Now it's a journey, meaning you start where you are, you continue to evolve over time, your capacity will evolve over time, your gifts may evolve over time. And that's one of the reasons why we actually created the Philanthropy platform. And, I went from physician, entrepreneur, had multiple, different lifestyle business to build a technology platform that enabled us to partner with employers, as well as be able to partner with companies like American Express and give everyone the ability to have access to their own personal foundation. I didn't believe you had to be Bill Gates or Warren Buffett or Jerry Linfest or Walter Lomax to have access to the tools that they have. And for me to be able to create the Shelley and Ethel and Shelley Leaphart Williams Family Fund Foundation, which I did in honor of my sister, right, who passed away, and starting that out. So every gift that I give out now is in honor of my mother and my sister, which means something to me. And it can be, once again, these are $50 contributions or $100, but it's really about, keeping their legacy alive. They were not as long as earth as I would have liked to be. And so selfishly, my giving now is to causes that are important to them, important to our family, but also preserving their legacy. So, if you feel free anytime, if you have any questions. I'm sorry I'm not, in person or be able to chat in real time, but I'm sharing out my email address here, and I'll also make sure Ditu and team have it. I'm Keith@philanthropy.com. That's philanthropy with an I. Feel free if you have any questions, you want to learn more, if you want to bring this to your company as well. We have a workplace giving solution that we offer to companies all across the country.